What's up? Remember to drink water and hydrate. This is a video of my Deadeye Kinetic Blaster from BPL4. It's a 4-day private league. There's 3 teams. We try to farm unique items, heist, alt quality, gems, abyss uniques, levels, delve, all that. And there's 3 teams. I'm on Team Ruin. I'll show you my Kinetic Blaster build. I'm going to do a park map and then maybe do A6 Sirus, see if I can do it on 3.96k HP. All my gear is self-crafted, with some help from my team getting currency and stuff, slamming, alt regals, chaos spamming, that type of stuff. So I'll show you the build, and then you could determine whether or not you want to play it, and embark on the journey I embark on every time. League starting as Deadeye is not the easiest, or Kinetic Blast is not the easiest. By the way, not saying the build is good. There are better builds in the world, but I like the playstyle. It's fast, mapper, and it can do bosses if you know the mechanics well enough. But it is by no means a bosser. We are not going to do Sirus Deathless. I'd be really surprised if we did. Just hit 95, which is a reward, or you get a bonus for your team. I have a cast damage taken Void Sphere that you saw there, but I will talk about the links later. This map turned out to not be so dense. Stand in stone circles, no thank you. Wow, yeah, there's not many monsters on this map, is there? Might do another map later, after I talk about the links, I guess. Yeah, okay, there was not many monsters in that map. But let's go ahead and do the Sirus, see if it's possible. Let's go ahead and take the... I don't have a Corrupting Blood Jewel, I just realized. But we'll take the area damage and the life flasks. Can I quickly Vol Orb a jewel? I don't think I'm going to get a CB jewel anytime soon. Alright, we'll do it without a CB jewel then. You never know if you don't try. I do have a CB flask, but that doesn't mean too much, to be honest. It is A6. I don't know. I don't have the watchstones for A8, so I only have 112 map completion. My slash play is 2 days, 7 hours. We can look at the gear for a little bit while we're standing here. I have a Spellslinger Sniper's Mark, which means every time I right click I'm going to be applying Sniper's Mark, and I have increased mark effect, gathering winds for Tailwind, and +2 proj for Chain. Self-casting Hydrosphere for, you'll see when I right click it, sometimes it turns lightning mode. That will apply lightning exposure, which is more damage. Casting damage taken Steelskin, Void Sphere, Precision, Herald of Ice, Wrath, Blood Rage, Smoke Mine, Summon Ice Golem, Grace. My links for Power Siphon, Trinity support is really strong. I'll explain the mechanics after this fight, I suppose. If I can even do the fight, I'll probably chain die. Let me turn off my music so I can hear audio cues. And I'm using Smoke Mine for a movement skill, so it's definitely not ideal. Stack up Tailwind here by right clicking a few times. Oh, not a great position to start in. I have point blank, so I'm standing in close proximity for more damage. Also, it's a little easier to dodge when you are in close proximity to Sirus. I need audio cues, so let me just turn this out. Yeah, so Smoke Mine has a little delay to it, so if it looks like I'm playing bad and not dodging, it's mostly because I don't... Smoke Mine isn't good for bossing, it's good for mapping though, because of the movement speed and blind. I'm not going to attack him when he first drops, I'm going to wait for him to reposition and see where he goes and then attack him. I misread his teleport pretty badly. Die beam. Phase 2, summon my ice golem. I kind of want to phase him. There we go. Summon my ice golem again. See where he goes. I need to save my CB flask actually, now that I think about it. That was a bad position by me. Oh, whoa. I just phase echoed that. He's still casting. Oh, I don't want to go up. Ah, okay, I guess I'm going up. Rain of Stars, you go laterally. Glorious Flames, you go vertically. I don't know about Annihilated, you just stay away from him. Okay. Last phase, right? If I get hit by anything and don't evade it or phase echo it, I'm actually dead. I'm saving my flasks for damage. Oh, I thought it was that one. Dang, I thought it was Cooling Strike range. I have Cooling Strike on my Power Siphon. Dang, when we get back, it's going to be a Meteor phase. And then once we do the Meteor phase, he's going to teleport. And he's going to go into one of 3 phases. We just hope it's the X, where he casts the beam in the X position. Just so I can Cooling Strike him. Oh, it's not. Okay, so Meteor, we just hope he doesn't do Die Beam, because Die Beam we have a chance of dying. Obviously, it's called Die Beam. Right, so Everlasting Fire, we can just Cooling Strike. Oh, he was so close to Cooling Strike range, that should have been deathless. Yeah, well that's Sirus. I guess we hope for a good ring. -12, not bad. Lincoln Global. Now let's do maybe another map, because the first park map was kind of slow. Or kind of empty, actually. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like half this maze map, I guess, and then talk about the links. I'm just gonna give this guy a jewel real quick. Since we're on a team, we help each other out. I don't know where he is. We'll do a maze map. I don't know, he's not coming. Yeah, we'll do like half this map and I'll talk about the gear and the links. Give you guys more of the map, because this build is a mapper, not a bosser, so it'd be a shame if you didn't get to see the mapping. I'm gonna skip that Harby. I know you're probably cringing, but I just want to show the clear and not stand there right-clicking a Harby. Sorry if the audio is loud. I turned it up for audio cues. Okay, so you gotta see a little bit more of the map clear. It's pretty good. Okay, let's talk about the links now. Let's go to Blood Aqueducts, just so in case I need to show something, there'll be monsters to attack. Okay, so the links. I have a self-cast Hydrosphere. In short, Hydrosphere, when you attack it with lightning or cold, of which we do both, it will start pulsing, applying exposure. So I just put this down for really tanky, bosses or yellow monsters or red beasts or something like that. So that's just on my hockey. Okay, and then we have Sniper's Mark, Spellslinger. So you see over here, I'm going to purposely kind of right click to the side, but you'll see Wait, do I have it on? Oh yeah, you'll see that sniper's mark on the, I'm one-shotting them, so it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, I'm trying to not one-shot them. Let me, okay, well, yeah, I can't not one-shot it, but you'll see when I right-click a little green thing for a short moment, if they were tankier, it would still be there. So that's sniper's mark every time I click with Spellslinger. The reason we want that is because we have focal point, which is 75% increase effective of your mark. Our mark gives 40% increased damage from projectiles. 75% of 40 is 30, so we have 70% increased damage from projectiles. That is almost double damage. Sniper's mark is huge, therefore we want it up all the time. That's why I'm spell slinging it. Okay, Blood Rage for frenzy charges and attack speed. I tend to not use it on bosses unless I'm trying to burst them. Smoke Mine, this blinds enemies, gives you movement speed, and acts as a move block as well, but you should probably put Detonate Mines on your left click with attack without moving on Smoke Mine. Summon Ice Golem, accuracy and crit. Grace, precision, accuracy and crit. Or this is Vol Grace, by the way. Accuracy and crit, Herald of Ice for added cold, so that, and I'll explain that in a second, and then Wrath. So if you look at our damage ranges, 539 to 918 lightning, and 826 to 1448 cold, right? We want that to overlap as much as possible because we're using something called Trinity support, which is the most broken elemental attack support gem in the game. It gives us 50% more elemental damage, which is already more than Wed, just about more than Wed, and then we get 20% pen as well. Now the only caveat is to maintain this, you have to be hitting with at least 2 elements, right? So I have lightning and cold, so you'll see if I go start attacking stuff, that I have triple resonance at 50 here, and then it starts to decay when you're not attacking. And that will give you big damage. I have that on both my Kinetic Blast and my Power Siphon. So talk about the links. I have Wed, Barrage Support, not Barrage Support, make sure you have that. Power Siphon has Culling Strike, Power Charges on Boss, Multi, really good stuff. Trinity Support, and Inspiration to reduce mana cost. And then I'm using a Shrouded Lightless, which has a 6-link with Elemental Pen. You could use a Tabula, could use Feral's Fur, whatever you want, right? But I'm stacking Abyss Jewels because this league I was the Abyss farmer. So I was farming Abyss Uniques for BPL. If we look over here, we're currently in first place, but if we go to items, Ruin, Abyss, you see that we have all the unique items. I didn't get them all, but I got the Shroud, I got Tech Rods, Yulmons, Darkness, I got all of these things, right, for the team. Other people got them as well, so we do have duplicates. So that's the single target Power Siphon, right? Press W. Something, a cool bonus of using Shroud is that you're invulnerable to fizz damage every so often. Thunder Fist, which has a pseudo 5-link, right? With Kinetic Blast, Trinity, GMP, Inspiration. Self-explanatory. We need Inspiration for mana cost so that we can reserve most of our mana. Stygian Vice, so we can put a jewel in there. Calcium damage taken, Steel Skin, Void Sphere. Now, I was talking about this earlier. When I take damage, if these guys can even hit me, yes, you see it cast a Void Sphere, which sucks in all the enemies, which is a huge defensive layer. So over here, I'm not sure what the internal cooldown on Void Sphere is, but you see it casts, it hinders enemy and pulls them in, which is really good on ultimatums. So Void Sphere plus Hydra Sphere, you'll see if I summon them both, without dying, hopefully. So you see the blind with Smoke Mine, by the way. Can I summon a Void Sphere? There. Void Sphere plus Hydra Sphere in an ultimatum is really good. So that's casting damage taken, and then Steel Skin, just for mitigation. That should be all the links. Yeah, now let's talk about how well, here's the tree as well. I did roll clusters. You don't really need clusters, but it's obviously a lot more damage and a more efficient use of passive points. And then I have a Wrath Pen Watchers. Oh, you saw the sniper's mark on him right there. And then I'm just stacking power charges and Abyss Jewels everywhere I can. So Abyss Jewel, Abyss Jewel, Abyss Jewel. Abyss Jewel, Abyss Jewel, Abyss Jewel. So that gives us a lot of damage and life because we get 1% life per Abyss Jewel, and each jewel should have life on it. And I get Onslaught from this one. You might be tempted not to take Primal Spirit, but you need it because of the regeneration rate of mana. You do need a Mana Leech, so you can take this Mana Leech node here if you don't have a Cluster Jewel, but if you have a Cluster Jewel, Fuel the Fight is mandatory because of the Leech. Also, it gives good, decent damage. Now let's look at the gear. For your wand, you're going to want either a Piscator's, which is just as good as this wand, just a little bit less damage. But you're going to want high lightning damage, high crit chance, spell damage, and attack speed. You could get multi if you're trying to create a perfect POB wand. You would want multi instead of can have 3 crafted modifiers, right? You'd want multi there. Rings resistances with flat to attacks and wed. So here we have flat to attacks. Our amulet, crit chance, crit multi, flat to attacks. You're going to want to allocate Prism Weave. Our helmet, I don't have an enchant, but there's a Veiled Craft which gives you Projectiles Pierce. The +1 to Proj Gems I'm not actually using because I don't have any Proj Gems to put in there. But I do get the Pierce. Shield, we have reduced reservation so that our Herald and Wrath are not using all of our mana. You could use an Enlighten and drop Hydrosphere or Void Sphere. So if you want to drop Void Sphere, put your precision in here, and then put an Enlighten in your shield, that will reduce enough mana as well so that you can use your Spellslinger setup. Now, I didn't use the Spellslinger setup the whole time, just around my Uber Lab when I actually got the last 2 points. That's when I put in a Spellslinger. So you don't need to use it the whole time. So you have until Uber Lab to get an Enlighten or a Reservation Shield, or just not use Spellslinger until you have one. It's not that big of a deal. It's only good for bosses, really. And I guess before you get a Spellslinger, you can just use Wind Ward, which is fine. Flasks, Bleed, MS, Crit, Amethyst, Quartz with Freeze. So that is all the gear. There's not too much more about the build. You might be thinking, what are your defensive layers? Pretty much Acro and Phase Acro with a little bit of block chance, but the block chance is reduced by Acro, so really we have 1% Fizz mitigation, because 112 armor, only 16% chance of aid. We're about 40, 34. Very little energy shield. Res capped. That's about barely res capped, by the way. Still negative chaos res. Chance to block pretty low. So we don't have many defensive layers. The build is not good. You have to know it's not really beginner friendly. Like, you have to know how to play the game. To put it lightly. I guess I should have opened the video with that. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know. Maybe you did. Thank you. POB in the description.